things. I think he's been a little bit kind of rushed with it. You've got to have the patience to turn it off for at least 5 or 6 seconds, which will feel like an hour.
Oh, he's getting off the bike now as well. This is how it looks in the championship. We'll come back to that in a moment. The top 8 at the moment inside the showdown. Taron McKenzie managed to get his name into that list after his epic round at Brands. This is how it is on the grid. Jason Halloran then. The championship leader is on pole for this eBay sprint race ahead of Peter Hickman. Andy Irwin, it's not looking like, is now going to make it to the grid on the Cinetic BMW. Glenn Irwin then heads row 2 ahead of Brad Ray and Taz McKenzie, and then it's Jackson Ryder Mossey on row 3. Danny Kent hoping for a big result here ahead of Skinner and Vickers on row 4, and then it's Sykes, Haslam, Bridewell. Look at the names on that 5th row. Rouse, Idden and Mizuno on row 6. Stacey Buchan and Jaycock on row 7. Still no Josh Brooks. You have to look all the way back to row 9 to find the 2-time British Superbike champion. What on earth has happened there? Answers on a postcard. We'll keep an eye on the Aussie as things get underway. Poor old Andy Irwin. Heartbreaking stuff for him. It doesn't look like he's going to get this one going, James. He's out of the race already.
That's it.
And Andy Irwin won't be starting this 15-lap race, but we will be ready to go. It's all eyes on the lights in the top left corner. Halloran on pole. He gets away well. So does Glenn Irwin from the second row. A brilliant start from Glenn Irwin. He's trying to go around the outside here, and he leads. Glenn Irwin on the Honda. Fantastic start from him ahead of Halloran. Peter Hickman in 3rd place. Irwin did this at Brands a couple of weeks ago, and he's holding on here into the chicane. He leads.
Yeah, one thing you know about Glenn, if he does make a start, he's brave as. There goes Jason up the inside. Really harsh moves was that from the Aussie. Not given to doing that. Knows he needs to get to the front.
He does indeed. They all know that O'Halloran has the potential to get away as well. Lee Jackson got a good start. He was up into 4th. You can see on the lime green FS3 Kawasaki just trying to make a move on FHO Racing BMW rider Peter Hickman. Then it's McKenzie, Brad Ray then just behind McKenzie on the Rich Energy OMG Racing Yamaha. Then it's Skinner, Kent and Kyle Ride.
Well, we didn't, but I think we do know what's going to happen now, because I think Jason O'Halloran is keen to have a go at getting away, and I think he's the man that could possibly pull it off.
Jason O'Halloran, of course, winner on the eBay sprint race back at Brands Hatch a few weeks ago. Can anyone stop him from pulling away from the pack? Glenn Irwin's got an interesting line on the approach to the club chicane. In the background there, McKenzie up the inside of Lee Jackson. He moves up into 4th. It's all getting a bit busy through here.
Yeah, it's always busy through club chicane first couple of laps, and that was Lee Jackson getting his own back on his teammate Rory Skinner and pushing him a little bit wide.
Danny Kent's just up there as well. A really good start from number 52, the 2015 Moto3 World Champion. There he is on the Bill Bay Suzuki, just behind Lee Jackson. They go through then turns 3, 4 and 5, and Irwin with a lovely lunge up the inside.
Yeah, that'll push him wide though. Oh, the switchback didn't work for Halloran.
No, it's not, and that's all dear Luke Mossey. Luke Mossey's crashed at the chicane, and he's being carried away here by the marshals. And that's Haslam, is it? No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No, it's
Chrissy Rouse.
Yeah, it's Chrissy Rouse.
Sorry for Hasley on Haslam fans. Chrissy Rouse is limping away as well. What's happened here then?
Well, two bikes have come together, obviously. It is a fairly regular occurrence at the club chicane.
Side by side then, O'Halloran goes back through on Glenn Irwin as they come up to approach Church Corner. This is all getting very busy and tasty indeed. Brad Ray now has gone himself a bit closer to Peter Hickman in 4th place. There's a massive gap further back where obviously that was where Luke Mossey and Chrissy Rouse were. Through the club chicane we go again. O'Halloran it is that leads from Glenn Irwin. So there is Tom Sykes. Sykes has had a decent start. He's in the mix. He's in 10th on the MC Ducati. In the background there, Leon Haslam, number 91 on his Vision Track Kawasaki, goes through on Rory Skinner.
Also in the background, the marshal's getting out of the way. That incident with Rouse and Mossey obviously cleared up successfully. Let's have a look what's going on here. Mossey is going to clip, watch it.
He went straight on the green paint.
Mossey was pushed wide and then didn't want to come spearing back on the track, tried to slow it down, lost the front on the paint.
Oh, so unfortunate. Luke Mossey, hopefully he's okay. Fastest man on the circuit, a Bill Bay Suzuki, but not Danny Kent. It's Christian Idden in 11th place, number 21. Keep an eye on him. He's just behind Tommy Bridewell in 10th. Out front, though, O'Halloran. Can he get himself away. There is Iden.
Yeah, the problem is he's got a lot of work to do because they're not qualifying so well by his standards, and that means he's going to use a lot more of that precious tyre on the way through.
Lovely move from Christian Iden on Tommy Bridewell as they go flying through Church Corner now. O'Halloran has already got a few bike lengths now, James, out front.
Yeah, that's it. He's going to have to still manage the pace. I think that with the new tyre, O'Halloran can go quicker than this, but if he does, he is going to wear the tyre. It's all about management, this.
Brad Ray there, number 28, with a pink trim on the front of the bike, trying to find his way past Peter Hickman. He can see what's happening out front here. Brad Ray looked like, pace-wise, had the speed to be maybe battling with O'Halloran, but at the moment he's in 4th place. He's a bit stuck with Mackenzie just behind him. Then it's Jackson, Haslam and Skinner on the Kawasaki's. Here we go then, through turns 3, 4 and 5, Cobb, Campbell and Seagrave.
Yeah, named after the 1920s and 30s land speeder record jewellers. You know all about that, don't you?
Look at this. Yeah. This is Brooks, number 25, and Rabat at the back
yeah.
of this BSB race. The 2-time champion, Josh Brooks, and Tito Rabat, the former Moto2 world champion. Remarkable. What has happened to Josh Brooks here this weekend? There's Brad Ray. Is he having a look? He does. He goes up in the inside of Glen Irwin. That was a brilliant move and brave and fast as well there.
Yeah, it was.
So Glen Irwin, number 2, now trying to fight off the interests of Taz Mackenzie, who's coming through as well. Brad Ray, again, fighting through on Glen Irwin. Through goes also Taron Mackenzie.
Yeah, actually, Glen Irwin was just got locked arms with Brad Ray. That pushed him a little bit wide, and that allowed Taz Mackenzie through. You don't need to ask him twice.
So Glen Irwin then has lost a bit of ground there. So easy to do around this circuit at Truxton.
Such a good place, this, when you're going really well. Undulating, not bumpy, but undulating. Really difficult to get your bike set up for. These things have so much power that actually getting it down and keeping it down without the bike spinning up and using more and more of the tyre is so difficult to do. And you've got to be patient. It's difficult when you're a rider to be patient. You want to go as fast as you can. You know, if you do, for whatever your pace is and your setup will sort of dictate, you know you're going to use more tyre.
Yeah, and of course with these extra hot conditions as well, that's elevated somewhat, isn't it? This is the sprint race, of course. Don't forget the eBay Sprint Race 15. That's tomorrow. There will be longer races. That will be really interesting.
Yeah, well,
here is Peter Hickman then at the moment in 2nd place, coming under attack from Brad Ray, who's now really keen to get through. The Yamahas of Ray and Mackenzie can see O'Halloran disappearing out front from lap 5 of 15.
But from what they were saying before, they almost expected this. Whether they will want to go mad to try and keep up with him and use more tyre, I'm not so sure. That's Brad Ray sliding really nicely up the inside of Hickman. Nothing that Peter can do about it, and I think he's going to have some attention from Mackenzie soon.
Let's have a look at the lap times. Here comes Mackenzie right on cue. They come across the line. That was a 15.2 from Bradley Ray. That's the fastest lap of the race. He was 0.3 quicker than O'Halloran.
Yep.
So
I really feel that O'Halloran is managing his pace, and his managed pace just happens to be that sort of 10th generally quicker than anybody else. But you never know. Brad Ray's on it now. Look at that.
Peter Hickman here.
He
suggested he'd have some trouble fighting the Yamahas, and True there, it looks like is going to go shortly. Taron Mackenzie. So Mackenzie's 4th, then it's Glen Irwin. He can't quite maintain the speed of these guys out front either. Jackson, Haslam, Skinner on the Kawasaki's are 6th, 7th and 8th. Then it's Kyle Ride, then it's Sykes, Iden, Bridewell. Bridewell down in 12th. Can't work that one out. So then, approach to Church Corner. Brad Ray is closing on Jason O'Halloran. But it's going to be a battle of the tyres in the latter stages of this race.
Yeah, even this 15-lapper that's the shortest race for superbikes over the weekend, it's still going to be a battle for tyres.
Here comes Taron Mackenzie. It's getting
squirmy. No, he can't stop that.
Oh, looked like the gap he was going for just wasn't there in the end.
Exactly. One of the problems is when you're braking like that and the rear wheel's light, it starts to slide, and if it's backing in going into the corners, then you can do a lot less with it than you can when it slides coming out.
So then, at the moment, on lap 7 of 15, we're getting close to the halfway stage. O'Halloran it is, 0.3 clear of Ray. Through turns 3 and 4.
That's not 0.3. I know you just said it was 0.3. Brad Ray's right with Jason O'Halloran now.
He is, and he's going to make a move shortly, you feel, isn't he, Brad Ray?
Or is he?
Pretty confident.
I don't think he's going to try and make him up. I think if he knows he's got the pace to stay with Jason O'Halloran, I think he's going to
just stay behind.
Yep.
Well, we'll find out in a second.
Yep, no immediate danger from behind. He has pulled away from the group behind and is now with Jason O'Halloran.
All of these guys lapping similarly at the moment. The top 6 riders are all into the 1:15s. There is O'Halloran then. Green helmet, the McCams Yamaha, number 22 ahead of Brad Ray. There's Hickman still in 3rd. Just ahead of Mackenzie. Tom Sykes is having one of his better and stronger rides of the season so far. He's in 9th, just behind Skinner.
And that is Mackenzie. Slides confidently this time up the inside of Peter Hickman. The way to do it there, if you get somebody up the inside, is keep it going around the outside and try and get the switch back before the left-hand part of the chicane, the middle part of the chicane. It's not easy to do.
Now then, here is Brad Ray on that Rich Energy Yamaha. Is he going to do, as James says, just sit and watch Jason O'Halloran, not do anything too silly, not use up too much tyre, or is he going to pounce? Is he going to make a move straight away?
I've got to say, it did look like there was a slight pounce attempt there.
That didn't look like he was willing to settle at that point.
Yeah, I agree.
So out of Seagrave they go, such an important corner to get the drive, but easy to burn up the tyre there as well.
Yeah, you can see by the amount of rubber that's laid on the track that they're using tyre up. The way they work out how much tyre has been used is by accurately weighing them. And during a race round here, 20 lapper will weigh between 600 and 950 grams off the tyre. So basically a kilogram.
A rider who's looking good here, James, since getting through Peter Hickman, is Taron Mackenzie.
Yeah, he is.
He's looking very strong, and he's closing on O'Halloran and Brad Ray. It's 3 Yamahas out front at the moment. There's Leon Haslam, number 91. He's gone through to lead the Kawasaki, so Haslam now is up into 6th place. He was the fastest rider here this morning. A good lap in FP3. And then there's Tom Sykes, Christian Idden, Tommy Bridewell, and Kyle Rye. Sure what happened to Danny Kent? What happened to him? We must have lost him early on in the race. I'm not sure where he disappeared to, but he got off to a good start. I can't see him there at the moment.
Out after 1 lap.
Oh, well, that's a shame for Danny. It's looking like being a promising one. So these 3 are all bunching up. It's O'Halloran from Brad Ray and Taron Mackenzie. Now, Brad Ray may well be content to sit there just behind Jason O'Halloran. I don't think Taron Mackenzie will be, though.
Yeah, but when Brad Ray realises that Taz Mackenzie's bridged the gap, he won't be happy to sit behind O'Halloran either.
In the championship, of course, this is the gap. It's 15 points as it stands, with O'Halloran leading Brad Ray, and they'll all be in line for their podium points as well. Just in case you're wondering at home what happens with the podium points, you get 5 for a win, 3 for second and 1 for third, and they are going to be really important to keep track of. A bit of a slide there from Brad Ray on lap 9 of 15.
Is it a sign?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? We saw in the Superstock race earlier, a couple of riders around this time of the race were starting to encounter a few problems, and that's Superstock.
Yeah, completely different tyres there on treaded type tyres. What you would see exactly the same of on the road. They're actually different compounds, and a slightly harder compound than the SC0 that everybody's forced to run in this superbike class. They know they're going to have tyre problems, so Pirelli and the race organisers just say, look, we've no choice, we're not going to have anybody sort of trying something different and being dangerous for themselves or anybody else, so you're running an SC0. Level playing field stuff.
Through the chicane we go. It's Yamaha, Yamaha, Yamaha. Then Hickman in 4th place. Then Glenn Owen. Leon Haslam is the fastest rider of the top 6 at the moment on the Vision Track Kawasaki. You can just see him in the background there. He's behind Glenn Owen. Haslam now starting to get into his stride. Remember, it's a really important time of the championship at the moment. We came into this race here today, 15 races done, 18 to go, including this one. Those who are not in showdown spots really need to get busy. Leon Haslam and Peter Hickman are 2 of those guys, and at the moment they're in 4th and 6th respectively.
Yeah, and as we get nearer to the showdown portion of the championship, it's podium points that will become more important for the riders who are going to go into the showdown section of this championship, and the riders that are leading that in the minute are Jason O'Halloran with 37 and Brad Ray with 30.
Brad Ray there, I thought he was going a bit too hot there into Club Chicane, trying to find a way through on O'Halloran. Across the line we go then with just a few laps left. It's O'Halloran leading. It's Taron Mackenzie, the defending champion, full of confidence after his brilliant result at Brands Hatch, is now closing on Brad Ray.
Brad Ray's having a little bit of a look at this, you know.
He is, isn't he?
Yep.
He is not holding back. And like you say, he would have seen on his pit board that he's got company. So maybe it's time to pounce.
O'Halloran will know he's got company as well.
Peter Hickman's not done a bad job, you know, just about clinging on to things in the background. He's not, okay, he's not with them.
Peter Hickman loves it here. But it's that kind of circuit that he likes. He's not scared of speed. He loves the high-speed stuff, loves the wrestling with the bike around this undulating track.
So here we go then. We just saw fastest laps Bradley Ray at the moment. He's just put in the fastest lap of 15.2, would be on pole for tomorrow's first race ahead of Mackenzie and O'Halloran.
Yeah, that's a good sign that he's been able to do that time this late in a race. Yeah, I know it's only a 15 lapper, but...
Do you know what? A couple of times this year, Brad Ray has had his pocket picked by Jason O'Halloran.
Yeah.
Brad Ray had such a cracking start to the season. He was dominant. He was the championship leader. But then O'Halloran started to hit form, and O'Halloran has been winning most of the brawls. Bradley Ray wouldn't mind getting his own back here. He is right on the tail of Jason O'Halloran. The three Yamahas, as we expected, are strong here at Truxton on lap 12 of 15. But this is difficult to predict.
Yeah, the Yamaha's strong everywhere. It's a rider's bike. It seems really happy in the lot. Oh, here comes Mackenzie.
No invitation needed.
No. He says sorry as well. You see that? Took his left foot off.
Oh, he's got the rear end sliding as well.
Oh,
you know, but they're losing a bit of time there to O'Halloran out front, aren't they?
I thought that was a clean move by Taz, where he did it in the middle of the complex. Didn't need to say sorry or thank you or anything, but he did that. Took his left foot off and waved it at Brad Ray.
We've just seen that Luke Mossey's crashed. That was earlier on. Luke Mossey's crashed. So 12 of 15. Here we are. Then it's O'Halloran that leads. Can Taran Mackenzie produce another showdown? Spectacular here in the closing stages, as he did at Brands. Here is Brad Ray in third. Peter Hickman and Glenn Irwin on the last lap were catching this group, but I just don't think there's enough time in the race. Here comes Brad Ray again, though. He goes back through on Taran Mackenzie, and again, this is all just aiding Jason O'Halloran out front. Onto the start-finish straight we go then, to begin lap 13 of 15. Yeah,
if you sit and watch on that chicane, I've done a little bit of that this weekend, those Yamahas just yowl out of there, that flat plane or cross-plane crank, a real sort of dull sound to it. Sounds lovely.
Interesting line there that Mackenzie takes on the approach to the chicane, but it gives him excellent drive. Brad Ray, though, he's not giving up on this one at all. Out of Seagrave corner they go.
Most settled man of the three, O'Halloran. Definitely in the way he's riding.
Has he just been holding back? Has he been waiting for someone to show their nose?
I'm going to find out.
Well, we will find out shortly. It's getting to the closing stages here of this BSB eBay sprint race. The championship leader, Jason O'Halloran, it is that leads. Bradley Ray second in the championship, second in this one, and the most recent race winner, Taran Mackenzie there, number one, the defending champion, desperate to find his way through, to have a lunge and have a go at winning here.
Yeah, just tucked in the slipstream of Brad Ray, and there's not that many circuits where slipstream is really important with superbikes of 230 horsepower. This is one of them.
Side by side, he got the slipstream and he's through as well. He's got the inside line. Taran Mackenzie, they're both wide.
Time. That has cost both Brad Ray and Taz Mackenzie time there.
Well, they're going to come out now to start the penultimate lap, and that's just bought Jason O'Halloran another tenth and a half, 2 tenths maybe.
Yes, it has.
Just see there, yeah, you can see 16.1 for Brad Ray. That was costly. Peter Hickman is in fourth. This would be one of his best results of late. Glenn Irwin fifth, and then it's Jackson who's moved back ahead of Leon Hasdam in sixth. Skinner eighth. Sykes in line for a rare top 10.
You see Brad Ray just trying to have a bit of a lunge at Taz Mackenzie and get his own back there, and it's really frustrating. I know it's an individual sport, this, but when somebody does that to you, and this is it, look. So Taz Mackenzie uses a slipstream a little bit, turns into a sort of braking move up the inside, can't get it stopped, a little bit of chatter, runs wide. Unfortunately for Brad Ray's on the outside of him, has to wait and can't do anything about it. And now, inside Brad Ray's helmet, he'll be going, will you? Oh, dear.
Jason O'Halloran.
Well, you know what he's doing? He's trying to get away. That he's putting the hammer down, and this is his opportunity, and he knows that.
How much time has that just cost him, that big slide? And Taz has one of his own.
Smoke going off the rear.
Wow, there's smoking everywhere here at Truxton, as you would expect with these hot conditions, the fastest circuit in the UK. Has Mackenzie or Ray got anything left in the tank for Jason O'Halloran? Because we're about to start the final lap of the race.
It's going to be a clean lap from Mackenzie if he can catch his teammate here.
You know what? He might just be able to do it if he can keep it smooth. Who knows? Well, Mackenzie did it perfectly back at Brands Hatch.
Well, you know what it's going to be. If you can catch him round the rest of the lap, it is going to be into the club chicane. And we've seen so many times decide races here. That's where it's going to be if it is going to come.
Brad Ray's got front row seats as well, but he wants more than third. And
Runs,
Brad Ray, well, that's probably
it.
lost them both the chance of winning the race.
Absolutely.
But you can't blame Brad for going for it. He wants as many podium points as possible.
Yep.
But I think that might have just done Jason Halloran a big favour.
Absolutely. This is an individual sport, but that has just helped Jason O'Halloran out.
So then, Brad Ray trying to find his way through on Taron McKenzie to pinch second place. Jason Halloran, if he had rear view mirrors, would be saying, Brad, thanks a million. Jason Halloran, though, has been solid as a rock. Maybe we'll never know how much he had in the tank as we now enter the final sector. Brad Ray, you know, is going to have a look at Taron McKenzie into the chicane.
Yeah, there's a little bit of bad blood going on between these guys, I think, in this race.
Well, yeah, and I think it might just continue. There we go, then into the club chicane. He's got the inside line. Taron McKenzie doesn't really want to give it to him. They're both running in deep and wide, but it's a lovely block past that from Brad Ray. But the winner here at Truxton in the eBay BSB race is going to be Jason O'Halloran. It'll be close for second. Whoa, photo finish there. McKenzie has got it just by 0.003 of a second over Bradley Ray. On the line.
Yeah, that one's to be continued, I think.
I think it might well do. It is Yamaha. Glenn Owen on the final lap managed to get fourth ahead of Peter Hickman, with Jackson in sixth, then Skinner, Haslam. Tom Sykes ninth. I make that Tom's third best result of the season, but it's a top 10 nonetheless. But it's another win for Jason O'Halloran. He continues this marvellous run that he's on. That's his 10th consecutive podium. Let's have a look at the drag to the line between Brad Ray and Taron McKenzie, just in the background.
Yeah, McKenzie goes for the inside line. It's a little bit shorter to the line from there, but to do that, you've got to own the throttle with the bike more leaned over, and it just about worked for him. So no, I tell you what, interesting. There was no handshake between these two after the finish.
McKenzie knew, didn't he? That
yeah, of course.
This was gonna. Yeah. He had that cut back in it.
Yeah.
And then a bit of a slide there. That was costly. It's that big slide from Brad Ray. That's what's lost him second place ultimately.
Yeah, 0.003 per second. There's only a tyre width in it.
Well, it is going to be another McCann Yamaha 1-2, and it's another win for Jason O'Halloran. That is win number 6 of the season now for O'Halloran, and as a result of McKenzie taking second, that's given him a nice little buffer in the championship as well. This is how it ended then. Jason O'Halloran continues his dominance. He wins by 9/10 ahead of McKenzie. He was 0.003 of a second ahead of Bradley Ray on the line. Glenn Owen, another solid finish for him in fourth ahead of Hickman, Jackson, Skinner, Haslam, Sykes. Tommy Bridewell disappointing, down in 10th place. Ryan Vickers was 11th, Christian Idden 12th, and then Kyle Ride down in 13th. Unusual to see Kyle that far down. Danny Buchan was 14th ahead of Rio Mizuno. Tom Neve just missing out on the points, and Josh Brooks though down there in 20th place. This is how it looks then in the championship. After that, Jason O'Halloran extends his lead outright after 16 races to 19 points ahead of Bradley Ray. But more importantly for the Australian, it's another 5 podium points.
Yep, absolutely. Championship-wise, he's going to be in the showdown, needs the podium points, and that's what's going to count in the end.
Bradley Ray second then ahead of Lee Jackson. But now then, the same top 8 are in the showdown spots. Peter Hickman did pick up some points, but not enough. Further down the order then, Christian Idden there with some points. He's 13th ahead of Tom Sykes, who finished 9th there. Andy Owen was 15th, and in the championship 16th for Ryan Vickers.